Dun, 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 dun. What is going on, everyone? Another edition of Evening here on Evening. What we do is, we talk about this past week's some news and pop culture, current events, things like that happening on the internets. That type of stuff. Going over a couple of things, and a couple of things to go over. And as always, hit that like button. Hit the like button on my other two channels if you like sports, from the Bleacher Sports Show. And I do little sketches, little comedy things, the Tom Brand one. That's funny too. And I'll be coming out with another podcast for that page very, very soon. So keep your eyes open for that. It's a little bit more edgier. But I do want to unveil something for that as well, probably within the next week or two. But this is your family-friendly conversation here. Wow. A couple of things to get into. First thing that I probably want to get into is wish everyone's America's sweetheart, Betty White, a happy birthday. Betty White, 98 years young. 98. Amazing. Betty White, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Was on the Golden Girls too, where I think most people remember her from. And then after Golden Girls, it was the the Golden Place. I believe that's a show, the Offspin, where they went on to own a hotel room. I think it was the Golden Palace, the Golden Place. What it was called. Could be wrong on that. And various other shows. Betty White has been making us laugh for many, many years. And, you can still see her on TV. Done interviews, I believe, with Ellen and people like that recently. So she has been on our TV screens not too long. So, popular. Everyone knows who Betty White is. But I think Golden Girls is where you know Betty White most from. And the Golden Girls, man, if you haven't watched that show, I remember as a kid, when you're younger, you don't appreciate, good comedy, good sitcoms. And let's be honest with each other, there are no good sitcoms like they were before nowadays. My opinion, put up any show from the 80s with that show now. Your most popular shows from the 80s with the most popular shows now. And I'm guaranteed that 80s show will always win. Guaranteed your Three's Company. Guaranteed your Golden Girls. Guaranteed your your Married with Children's. I know that was more like 90s, but they were in the 80s as well. You're All in the Family. These type of, you cannot compete. These shows are on the top of the, these shows are the Mount Rushmore. Famous lines, man. Golden Girls used to throw shade at each other. Shade at each other. Some lines, and I see like, I seen like a YouTube clip a couple of weeks ago, like there of the Golden Girls. Some of these lines just still stick in my head. I'm like, damn, I could use that as a burn on someone that's getting under my skin, right? Rose goes, oh, do you mind if I ask a dumb, this might be a dumb question, or do you mind if I ask a dumb question? And Dorothy goes, I would expect nothing less from you. Yeah, Blanche, she's talking to Dorothy, and she's saying, I'm going out with Gerald. Gerald, he's 5 years younger than me. Blanche goes, Dorothy goes, 5 years younger? What, in dog years, Blanche? Because 5 years in dog years is like what, I think 7? Another scene goes where Dorothy goes to Sophia. Now, don't do anything I wouldn't do, Ma. And she goes, I think I already accomplished that when I got a date. Another line, they're all in the kitchen. That's where a lot of conversation happens, is in the kitchen. And they're sitting there. Rose is there with Dorothy, and Blanche walks in, and she goes, "You know what's the hardest part after going to a party, after finishing a party, a party?" And Rose goes, "Finding your underwear in a pile of clothes." Oh man, that show was a great show. Classic eat insults. Blanche, eat dirt and die. Gosh, to Dorothy. Jeez. Burn, sting. Do you even hear those type of insults nowadays on TV? Eat dirt and die. Jeez. And with the Golden Girls, you also had Stan. Stan was a character, the ex-husband of Dorothy. That was always trying to. Like you would want to root for Stan. Like you were rooting for Stan. Stan is like a mess up, a fuck up, and it was trying to get back with Dorothy because he realized how good Dorothy was for him, and he would be on this right path, and then he would just completely. As soon as you kind of had just seen an inkling, there was maybe an inkling, a hope for Stan, Dorothy started, coming around on Stan, and then Stan just completely screws it up and messes it up all again. So that interaction with Dorothy and Stan, the ex-husband, was something to be seen as well. They had good chemistry, and they bounced off of each other. That show in general, they bounced off. All the characters bounced off of each other. Very well. Very well. I'm surprised that the Golden Palace really never really took off. I think it was on maybe 2-3 years at most. But Golden Girls, Dorothy and Rose and Sophia. And Rose goes one time. That's the character that Betty White played. Sophia, why are you so mad? Rose, I haven't had sex in 15 years. There was another conversation. Sophia and Dorothy. And Sophia goes, you know what is horrible to see? What could be worse than that? I forget what the example was, what they were talking about. And Dorothy goes, what, Ma? Seeing you backless in a dress, seeing your back, your back in a dress, I think it was. Burns, classic Burns. Jeez. So definitely do yourselves a favor and check out Golden Girls. Happy birthday to Betty White. 98 years young. Classic. We have some other news too. And an article by Delish. An article by Delish had been circulating on the internet. I seen it on Twitter. Seen it on Facebook. And you know what I say about pizza. I've said this on previous episodes of Evening. Pizza is best served with, to me, my humble opinion, you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong unless you get the pizza like at Pizza Hut or one of these other places. But if you go to a regular standard pizzeria, that they know what they're doing, that they've been around the block for quite some time, a regular plain pizza is your sure bet to being delicious. And now people try to get fancy, and again, all right, I get that. You could be fancy, you could put your chicken on the pizza, all right, passable. Pepperoni, okay. Broccoli, all right. Pineapples, no, and we discussed that on Evening. Now there's an article where there is someone, a pizza man, a pizza maker, that has suggested on pizza kiwi. He has made his pizza with kiwi. He has made his pizza with kiwi, folks. And that is absolutely a big no. It is absolutely disgusting. With a capital D. Disgusting. You do not put that on your pizza. Just have it a kiwi. Have you ever, first of all, how many, a lot of people I think will fall into this trap and they will be disgusted. They will see kiwi on a pizza and not know any better and be like, oh, let me try this. And you know why that will happen? And it will possibly cause a lot of people to hurl projectile vomit is for the fact of, I bet you, if you take a poll, out of 5 people, a good 3 out of 5 people will not even know what a kiwi is. If you showed them, be like, what is this? They'll be like, they don't even know what that is. Neither, and a good 4 out of 5 people, I would argue with you, have never even had a kiwi before. So what you have working here, and why this person that makes this type of a pizza is probably having success in his establishment, is because no one knows what a damn kiwi is. And because no one knows what a damn kiwi is, no one has ever tried a damn kiwi. So they'd be like, oh, what is this on my pizza? A kiwi? Well, let me try this kiwi. And they will then projectile vomit. Idiots. Driving in New York, and that man right there had probably kiwi on his pizza because he's a jackass. With his plate not even on fully correctly. Half on, half off. Damn morons in this damn state. Stop with your high beams, moron. As we are moving forward, kiwi on pizza, absolutely disgusting, absolutely hideous. And that's where a lot of people will fall into that trap. And you know what? When they make this pizza with the kiwi, they're probably going to charge you a good, $8, I'd say, for this slice. And you know what? You're going to be like, $8? All right, let me have that kiwi pizza. And you know why you will pay the $8 for the kiwi pizza? Simple, because you don't know how much kiwi costs. A damn kiwi is nowhere near $8. Ask me how much a kiwi is. I don't know, but it's definitely not near $8. Definitely not. And people, the madness has to stop. The internet madness has to stop. Someone has to put a stop to this. Whoever put out a kiwi pizza, the food police has to go to said person's establishment and do a wellness check on them. Make sure that they are okay. Pretty soon, because people don't know their fruits, don't know their fruits all too well. Like, how many people know what a plantain is? No, you find, do you know how the plantain looks like? I bet you don't. You're going to see plantains on pizza. Ugh. You're going to see zucchini on pizza. People don't know what a zucchini is. They think zucchini is a cucumber. And you know what? While we're at it, if this madness continues, you're going to see cucumbers on pizzas. Cucumbers on pizzas. The madness will continue if we don't put a stop to it. Kiwi on a damn pizza is absolute madness. Madness! I tell you. Please make it stop. Make it stop. What is madness in the world of music case you haven't heard, they made recently their nominations in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Pat Benatar, you probably thought, if you know your music, especially like that 80s genre, you would have thought that Pat Benatar is actually in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like I thought when I heard this news that she was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, she's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and she hasn't been nominated again this year for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, meaning she will not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And the controversy with the with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame continues, and you have I think the proper word for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should really be like a popularity contest. Pat Benatar is a name that's not as popular now in the year 2020 than in 1980, 85, 90. So that's why you have all these other acts who have like a greater name recognition go in, and they just are not necessarily better artists. I think, in my opinion, better artists, performers. They're just going in based on, name recognition, trying to sell tickets, trying to sell ads, trying to sell commercials, than actually, having any value. And that's the thing. I think, at times that if you are a supporter of music, and when it comes to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I know it might be nerve-wracking, and you get upset about things like this. Why ain't my favorite band in there? Just realize, and that doesn't mean it's not an excuse. Just, they're just putting in the popular names in there. It's just a matter of, there's real no criteria for it to get in. And that's why, Pat Benatar is not in. Eventually, I guess she will be put in. But it's trying to put in all these acts that are still around, trying to get them to perform, trying to get, and Pat Benatar is around, but you're trying to put in all the people that have name recognition in first. Doesn't make any sense. Not really, but unfortunately, I don't think Pat Benatar has that name recognition as people that are going in before there. And that's not right, because this is not a popularity contest in the year 2020. It's about what you've done as an artist. But that's the way it goes. Some people, acknowledge that some people don't even really consider it a rock and roll, like a true like a true sign of success being in that Hall of Fame. But at the end of the day, I still think it means a lot for these performers. So you hope that, maybe hopefully soon Pat Benatar, because that's a name that I was like, wow, I'm surprised she's not in there. Hopefully Pat Benatar gets in there sooner than later. And I am definitely in the opinion that it's not right, but that's how it is. And what are you going to do? You're going to write, complain? Do you listen? No, it's all about, ads and revenue and what's going to get majority of the people to tune in that night. From the internet, again, I believe the celebrity was Gwyneth Paltrow, I believe, and I don't want to... Gwyneth Paltrow, ladies and gentlemen, who is in the candle business. Actually, right now, side note, I am on the Jackie Robinson Parkway, famous ball player. This road, actually, it's called Jackie Robinson Parkway because it eventually leads to the burial spot, one of the exits of where Jackie Robinson is buried, hence Jackie Robinson Parkway. But nonetheless, very narrow road here. Nonetheless, yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow came out, and this is 100% real. She came out with a candle that says, "This candle smells like my vagina." like, okay. Hey, honey, look at on that shelf. This candle smells like my vagina. Your vagina smells like fish. Smells like a trout, like a salmon. No, a trout. This candle smells like my vagina. 5-week-old roast beef. Yeah. This candle smells like my vagina. A New York City garbage dump. 90-degree weather? That's what it smells like? That's how your vagina smells like, honey. Now maybe we need something to clean that up. Now, I could imagine people buying that as like a goof or a gag type of a gift. And then be like, hey, this candle smells like my vagina. Fresh peaches. Interesting what people come up with. And you know what? I am sure it will sell because, or maybe it won't, because, if your vagina doesn't smell well, why would you buy that candle? I wonder if now, listen, and now technically if Gwyneth Paltrow is saying, this candle smells like my vagina, does that mean she will only have one flavor? Or does this candle smells like vagina, does that come out with different scents, different flavors? And at that point, are we to draw conclusions that at certain times it's best not to smell the candle, depending on what time of the year and what time of the month it is? Interesting news. Now, as well, on the wide world of internet, yet again, we have other news that there are some, to protect yourself, let's say on taco night, and everyone loves tacos, when you know that you're going to have a little bit of the, in case of the potentially, and let's say it's taco night, you don't want to, you're going on a fancy date, and this is the first time you're going out with this lady or a man, and you're having tacos at a nice taco spot, like Taco Bell. No, I'm sure Taco Bell maybe might be a good first date. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. If you're able to swing it with your words and your actions, yeah, maybe he or she will not care about Taco Bell. I don't know. Certain things like that maybe don't matter at the end of the day, right? But in preparation of taco night, when you're having your tacos or any other food on your date night on your Friday or Saturday for that matter, which could get you gassy, there is a new thing on the internet where you could buy this protective underwear, which will have built in almost like a filter to absorb the smell, meaning you might like he or she might hear something, but there should be no smell, no unpleasant smells. Rather, when they hear that coming there because of that cushion on your butt, it's sold in where it's like a filter. They won't smell anything. You can be like, oh, what was that? No, what did you hear? That? Oh no, that was my shoe. I'm a little sweaty in my feet. My toe in my shoe made that noise. You sure that was your toe? Yeah, that was my toe. So, what they're having, folks, to sum it up, you guessed it right. They are having a filter. They have a filter right where your butt crack is on your butt, almost similar to, let's say, if you were to get a fish tank. That it's like the filter that you put into the fish tank if you have tropical fish to keep the tank all nice and clean. You have filters now on your underwears, and that could be a saver. That could be a game changer, right? I mean, if you're there, you just had this nice quarter-pound burger, had date night, you're making your way back home, and, he or she is, giving you the eye, like, all right, and you know what you got to do. You got to round the bases and bring it home. There you are, getting into it, right? And imagine if that burger, the remnants of that burger, were to rear its ugly head again. And as you're trying to round the bases, and then it smells like a dumpster, and there goes your shot at running the bases, scoring. It's done, kaput, finito, finished. You're done. You struck out. But with this underwear, filtered underwear, she might hear something. But remember, you told her it was your shoe and your toe making that noise. Yes, you still have your shoes and you still have your shoes on. You didn't get to the part where you're taking off your shoes yet. So she's like, oh yeah, wait, that was his shoes and his toes. Let's continue. Let's keep rounding the bases. Honey, that wasn't you farting. So that is a strategic invention that is out there. And in case you did not know it, you are able to get it. And I personally, would, stay away from it. My situation is it might be a little bit different than yours. I have my missus. So I think part of the fun of letting one rip is, first of all, surprising everyone, especially if you're in a room full of a large room, have people guessing who it is, and then when you just let it rip, try to see if people can guess who was the person. Leave them hanging in suspense, right? Of course I'm right. So filtered underwear, folks, could be yours for a price, and I don't know the price. That's for you to find out. A Google search, and make sure you delete that search history, because that's rather embarrassing. I don't know. But good stuff. All in fun. This has been another edition of Evening. I hope you had fun. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Check out my other 2 remaining channels. And we'll do this again next week. I hope all is well. All is well. Ciao. Adios. Ta-ta. And as we say in Polish, dobranoc.